Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back again for another video. We've got huge news today in the soccer world. Kylian Mbappe will not be re-signing with PSG. His contract is ending the end of this summer in 2024. This is big news. Worrying news for PSG fans and PSG, the club itself. You're about to lose your best player in your whole team. Probably one of the best players in the world right now. Your most expensive guy, it's crazy to see. And the fact that Mbappe said he's not re-signing is worrying news. That's not good to hear at all. And PSG, as rightfully so, they're furious. They expected him to re-sign another season to put his player option in. He decided he was not doing that. He opted out in doing so. And now they're scrambling on what to do. They're rushing to maybe sell him, but let's be real. Who could really afford him? What club could really afford him? I think there's only one team right now that could possibly do that, and that's Real Madrid. Real Madrid these last couple of seasons, after that big spending season in 2019 where they brought in Hazard and all those amazing talents, they've been profiting and they've been waiting for this moment. They've been waiting to sign him and pick him up, and really, I think that's the only suitor for him. Nobody else could really afford him unless he goes to Saudi, then that's another story. But I don't think Mbappe wants to do that. He wants to win the Champions League. He wants to be regarded as one of the best of all time. And to do that, why not be a Galactico, there's so much out there in Spain, especially playing for a team like Real Madrid, who are just a well-built team, and losing their best player in Benzema. He could be the star of the show. And I think that'd be a really good destination. But let's take a look at Mbappe's contract right now with PSG. He makes so much money there. It's insane. And he makes around 72 million euros a season. That's a lot of money. He's up there in one of the highest paid footballers in the world. And to see this happen is kind of scary for PSG. PSG 2 years ago, they built a monster team. They had Neymar. They had just signed Messi. They had signed Sergio Ramos. And they were building one of the craziest rosters we've ever seen in history, with the likes of, like we said before, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe himself, Ramos, Verratti, Donnarumma, Nuno Mendes, who was one of the biggest prospects, at least at that time, was regarded as one of the highest prospects for the fullback position. Hakimi, just a star-studded lineup of just insane amounts of talent. And now it's kind of just, they're slowly just falling apart. Messi has just left. Looks like they're shipping off Neymar pretty soon. It didn't work out with the two managers they had, with Pochettino or even with Galtier. It just didn't pan out with all those guys. And PSG, they have some restructuring to do. And I'm kind of scared for them. With FFP and everything, they've been spending a lot of money, and they have not been profiting as much as they should. So what will happen with PSG? There's a lot of questions to be said, and they're kind of like a ticking time bomb right now. They're slowly exploding, slowly getting farther and farther away from the Champions League. There's certain things they have to do this summer, and they've already made one signing this summer. They signed Asensio. Look, I think Asensio's a decent player, but I don't think he's a superstar. I don't think he could get you maybe a good 10 goals, a couple assists. He's a good role player he's a good role player for a roster like that. But for PSG to go out and win it all and win the Champions League, which has been their goal for years and years and years, they have to go out and sign some big talent. They need, maybe not even big talent, maybe just focus on the academy. Try to build something from the ground up. Do what kind of City have been doing, don't go and acquire so many big stars. City have built their stars. You look at the likes of Now, Kevin De Bruyne was always a superstar, but a lot of players they've signed were always around the 40, 50 million pound range. As for PSG, they've been chucking money at these teams to sign these guys, like the way they did with Neymar when they broke the transfer record. And Mbappe as well, they broke the funds to get him. And look, I want to see what they do. Maybe if they sell Mbappe, they better hope they could sell him. They got to sell him this summer. That's the goal. If I'm PSG, they have to sell him this summer. Because you do not want to lose a superstar like that for nothing. You bought him for so much money and you're not going to make any money off of him. That's ridiculous. Luis Campos, you have to figure something out for your team, and you have to maximize the profits possible off of him because he has 1 year left on his deal. And it's highly likely he won't resign. If you want to gamble and try to make the risk to see if he'll come back, go for it. But that's going to be really hard to do. But I'll tell you what, a year, it is a long time. It's a long season. Things change. We've seen it before with players when they do things like this. But we've also seen teams take the risk like this and just let these players walk on a free. Look at Arsenal, for example. They've done that for so many years with Robin van Persie. They've done it with a lot of... Robin van Persie is the biggest example, but they've done it with a lot of players. And quite frankly, we don't want to see stuff like this too. So, look, we'll see what plays out. I'm going to be tuning into my boy Fabrizio for him to give me all the deeds and details to see what pans out with Mbappe. And we'll see where he goes. Huge news. We'll all see what plays out now. All right, everybody. Good game, boys. Catch you later. Deuces.